Good day, folks. Welcome back. Pushing the Potters episode number 34. I suppose it is a numbered episode. Anyway, it's number 34. We have so many games to talk about. So many. We need not waste time. That 5-0 over Krasnodar, that was ages ago. We followed it with another 5-goal, but this time a thriller at Southampton, down on the south coast. 3-2 win it was in the end. Pioni's sister, you can see, with the winning goal. Mario Balotelli, of all people, playing for Southampton and notching a brace to make the game tight. It was a tight affair, but fortunately we came through it. Then a home win over Liverpool, just the one-goaler. Jairo Wiedeveld own goal on the 52nd minute gave us the points. See, there were a couple of injuries, a little bit. Then a comfortable win in Florence. We dispatched with Fiorentina. Slightly rotated side, Amiri and Vlasic grabbing goals to make it a comfortable progression in the Champions League for us. Then a weird one, a 0-0 draw at QPR. Not our best day. Certainly not, but at least we didn't lose, I suppose. That's the mark of champions. Then we progressed in the League Cup to the semi-finals. We've been dispatched with Crystal Palace 2-0. Again, a rotated side. No problems at all there. Little John and Sisto with the goals. Another 1-0 win. We're a bit like Chelsea in the first Mourinho days, was it? 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. Anyway, a late goal again. Milik, 80th minute, gave us the win over Tottenham. No problem. And then a Kieran Trippier blockbuster against Dortmund gave us the win. Let's have a look at that, actually. That was a pretty good goal. Total started with a throw-in on the left side. Kieran gives through it into Pioni Sisto. Back to Gibbs. Out to Trippier. And he just let fly. Deflected, sure. And pushed into the net by Berkey. But a great strike, you've got to say. Wonderful, wonderful scenes. And that really did see us progress. Dortmund knocked out after that. They finished third in the group, so they did go at least into the Europa League. Then we won away at Newcastle, very comfortable. Early goal in the first half, settled it nicely, and then a goal straight into the second half from Vlasic. Really did put the game to bed, and we just added a third for the gloss. A home win over Brighton, no difficulty there. A Shane Duffy own goal was quite comical. He could have been a hero. He chose not to be, as you'll see here. So you can see we got the ball in pressure. I mean, the game's won anyway at this stage. They're down to 10 men. But then Danilo crosses the ball. And then Duffy sort of I don't know if I might have been harsh on the boy. Maybe he was trying to clear, and Johnston, the goalkeeper for Brighton there, it just hit his back and went in. But it looked like he just thumped the ball into the back of the net to me. Very, very hilarious. Then we played Swansea and we won 3-1. Rondinini with a goal. Very rare for him, but he's starting to show his qualities. And then a 3-1 win away at Manchester City. That was delightful. Manchester City still not the force you'd expect them to be. Down in 13th place. You can see that their positions in recent years, you can see that apart from last year when they finished second, failing that, they've finished 12th, 6th, 8th, and obviously 4th in that was real life, so I suppose you can't really blame the AI managers for that one. But what does that mean? It means we're top of the... Well, I've just come off it. What does it mean? It means we're top of the Premier League. We're 8 points clear. Our goal difference is significantly better than the rest. That's a great sign. The away games, or rather the defeats, are indeed an away game at West Ham, 3-2, and then a home defeat by Manchester United. We've covered them. But we do have two of the top performers in the league. Both fullbacks pushing well. Alex Telles and Danilo is proving to be a shrewd signing for us. Jack Butland leads the way with 10 clean sheets. Let's take a quick look at the development. We've got, obviously, Stuart Marlin. He's a good... Look at that. That's pretty good. He's doing well in the Championship with Middlesbrough. 12 goals in 21 games. He is a regular starter. He's now 20. He's a full international, although not really playing for Scotland at this stage. Is he going to progress? I mean, technically, he's not where you'd need him to be. His passing as well needs improvement. But he's certainly profit for us there if we decide to move him on. Tyrese Campbell's another youngster. I mean, you can see he's worth £10.25 million. I wouldn't pay £10 million for him, but we'll see if we can move him on. I'm sure the newly promoted side will take a gamble on him, and he is English as well. So in this difficult Brexit scenario, we should see an improvement on all the values for the English players. So I'm hoping that translates nicely. Rondinini's benefited, I think, from the football. But look at those stats; he's incredible. To think that we picked him up for a mere 4.3 million. I think he's doing excellent work, and I think he's only going to become a better player for us. I just need to check, actually. He has got a minimum fee release of 58 million. If someone wants to pay that, by all means, come in. We'll try and negotiate that out, though, if we can. The other youngster, I suppose, is Verlinden, and he's... I mentioned it last time. Sisto's sort of come in and taken his bit part role, but he is still contributing nicely. Again, is he worth 11 million? Would you pay 11 million pounds for Verlinden? I probably wouldn't. So if someone's willing to... or pay a bit more because he's not listed, then I'm quite happy to take 11 to 15, 20 million maybe for a player that we developed ourselves. That'd be a rare idea for a club like Stoke to develop our own finance. Fantastic stuff. So today we have a double header. It's Boxing Day today. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good Bournemouth and Norwich. So it is to kick off away at Bournemouth. They're mid-table, they're 10th. We'll get straight into the teams. And here are the teams. So we line up with Butland. It's Telles, Shawcross, Littlejohn and Trippier. We have in the middle, we have Mbula and Rondonina. Berardi right side, Amiri in the middle with Sisto left side. And Tyrese Campbell does start up front. We have injuries to both Dembele and Milik. So it does mean that Tyrese Campbell gets his chance. He doesn't get many starts, especially in the Premier League. So I think this is only his first start of the season in the league. You can see Bournemouth's lineup. Kasper Schmeichel is an interesting acquisition for them. Matt Targett on the left, Chris Gunter on the right side. I thought his time had perhaps been and gone. It's not. Musa up front as well. I mean, they've just acquired some of Leicester's cast-offs, it seems. Lewis Cook and Harry Arter continue, and I don't know who Lawson is. The bench, you've got Harry Vinks. Christo is an interesting name. I don't know that one. Dwelland as well on the bench. So, yeah, names you recognise, but names that aren't outlandish for a club like Bournemouth. And let's get underway. Shake of the hands there between the coaches. Firm handshake. Let's go, boys. So as time ticks on, 15 minutes in. Nothing's really happened. In fact, nothing at all has happened. But it's worth saying as well that oh, that's another injury. It's a dead leg for Tyrese. But it's worth saying that we haven't really... Well, we have really. We've got to pay heed. That's a good term. Pay heed to our game against Norwich in just a couple of days. So we can't push full guns. And that is a big concern for us, the fact that we haven't got another fit striker. So we might have to play an attacking midfielder up front for the rest of this game. We'll see if Campbell can make it through to the half-time at least. I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world if we lost this game. It would be pretty poor of us, given the run we're on. But ultimately, we're lacking a bit of a cutting edge, you'd say. Anyway, here's Rondonina. He's been good. I've bigged him up, so he'll probably have a disaster of a game. Trippier right side, Rondonina in the middle. Feeds it through. This is good interplay. Good ball in. Amiri. It's a good save by Schmeichel. It was an angle that favoured him, certainly. But it was well worked by the boys in blue. Crossed in. Nothing's going to come of this, you wouldn't have thought. Trippier picks it up. Has a run. Tackled nicely, and the move breaks down. Oh, it's all coming now. 38 minutes played. It's a throw-in for Bournemouth. Well picked out by the Bull, who I thought he was going to lose out there. He almost did. Anyway, Berardi brings it clear. Thanks for Campbell with that dead leg, who finds Rondonina in the centre circle. Telles moving out to the left, finds Rondonina back in the middle. He goes right to Trippier in space. He checks and moves back to Mbula, who's just behind him. Telles now left side. Bit of space for Sisto to work with. Can he cross the ball? He can. That's surely a goal. Domenico Berardi gives us the goal. And that's a goal right before half-time. 39 minutes played. Stoke City 1. Bournemouth 0. It was a lovely bit of move. You can see there the space that just opened up as Telles moved in field. Sisto skipped past one. Put a ball into a very dangerous area. Schmeichel's beaten. He's on his knees. And Berardi taps into the open net. Lovely, good old job. And that should be half-time. Bournemouth haven't really created anything of note so far. So we'll just tell them to keep it up. Don't want to put too much pressure on them. I think we're going to keep Tyrese out there. I know he's obviously got this dead leg, but we can see it on the bench. We don't really have another option. We could play... In fact, no, let's what am I talking about? Let's change this. Let's get Verlinden out on the right and get Berardi up front. He loves it. There we go. Let's try that then. I mean, that's probably the wisest thing to have started with, but I just thought I'd give Campbell a go, and obviously someone kicked him in the leg and put pay to his chance in the first team. Anyway, Verlinden crosses. There's not a goal straight from kickoff, is there? Telles, no. So, 50 minutes play. Schmeichel takes a goal kick, launched it forward to Ahmed Musa, who misses out. And it's a bit of heading tennis going on. Who's going to come away with it? It looks like we'll come away with it. Amiri waits and pauses for spaces. Rondonina, good check. Sisto has a strike. It's a decent save, a camera save for Kasper. I'm not certain that was the chance of note, though. Perhaps there's more to it. Wilson's probably the better target that Bournemouth should be aiming for with a long ball rather than Musa. And he did win it, but it comes to nothing. This time Amiri's in, and this time Amiri punishes Schmeichel. No chance from that range or from that near... What's the word? That proximity to goal, I suppose. Verlinden interplaying nicely. Berardi, you can see there the gap's opening up. It's just a nice cushioned pass through, and Amiri doesn't need to do anything other than finish. It should be game. Should be game in just the 50th minute. We'll give it another 20 minutes or so, and we'll probably make changes with respect to the Norwich game in just a couple of days back at home. So just after the hour mark, Verlinden swings the ball over to Rondonina. Amiri can't get there, though, and this time Musa will bring it away. This is probably where he's more dangerous. He's trickier with the ball at his feet. He's gone past 2. He's got a ball into the middle. He does make it, and that's a goal for Bournemouth. They're back in the tie. It was well worked, and that's when Musa can do his damage. He's not probably the best with the ball aimed at his head, but when he gets the ball and he can turn you and get runs on you, that's when he becomes dangerous. And he beat 3 men in that delivery and delivered a peach of a cross. It's got to be said. Callum Wilson has an easy job of just side-footing the ball beyond Jack Butland. Frustrating. I think we're going to have to take Tellez off. He's a little bit tired, and we've got to be conscious of that second game. We need to close the door. Musa, this is where he can be dangerous. Shawcross isn't the most mobile of centre-halves. Trippier brings it through midfield now. Oh, referee almost getting in the way. Verlinden. Verlinden's still going. Verlinden. He's sort of checked there. Oh, it's hit him. And it's all a mess. Steve Cook finds Gunter. Steve Cook back to Schmeichel, who should tidy up. He goes long here. No real player in the mix. Imbula to Amiri to Sisto outside on the left. What can Sisto? Rondonina. It's a decent ball. Verlinden scores. Thibaut Verlinden. Oh, what a player. First goal of the season. His bit part role's gone, but his goals have not. 68 minutes played. That sort of puts that rebellion from Bournemouth down, and hopefully we can rush on, or carry on, and secure a 3 points, I suppose. That's what you've got to say. I was going to say a 3-1 win. I'd like more. But 3 points will do me. Lovely stuff. So just 15 or so minutes to play. As I say, it's important we don't lose too many players for we don't lose too much fitness, so Hendricks will come on for Imbula, and that is it. Nothing else has happened since we scored our second. That's delightful. This was the trickier game of the two, and I'm pleased to say we've come through it with no drama, no injuries, and I assume no suspensions. Lovely stuff. So that's game then. We'll rush on. We'll get to that second game against the Norwich. You can see that Bournemouth only having the 2 shots, but scoring 1 goal. They're 50-50 conversion rate, or 50% conversion rate, I should say. Not too bad. Oh, excuse me, I thought there were 2 games in 2 days. Look at that, there's a big gap. Oh, well, I said we'll bring you both. We're going to bring you both. So it's a Boxing Day affair and a New Year's Day affair. I could have sworn we had 2 games in 2 days. My mistake. Oh, that's pleased me. There is one piece of transfer news to make you aware of. Andrea Zivkovic. Everyone who's played FM the last few years knows this boy. You can see stats-wise, he's pretty solid. He's not as developed as normally you'd expect at this stage. So that's why we've been able to pick him up for an agreed fee of just 7 million. So he's going to come in, and I just thought that it pushes Verlinden even further out of the team, obviously. But it just thought we needed that extra depth, just the extra wing play. With having Berardi out injured for a lot of this season, and Vlasic as well has been unavailable for some time. It just gives us that extra strength in depth. So I think that's a good signing for 7 million. Usually it costs a whole lot more. Hold the phone, people. I thought this was worth note. Tommy Lamar of the Stoke has only gone and won the Ballon d'Or. The Ballon d'Or. A Stoke player. He beats Neymar of Barcelona, of course, and Kevin De Bruyne to the award with a quite stunning display of attacking football. Didn't win World Football of the Year, of course, no, but he was 3rd. And he did win World Player of the Year, World Footballer of the Year, and World Player of the Year. Okay, there's 2 awards that effectively are the same thing. And Big John has won the North American Player of the Year. Of course he has. And Lamar has won the French Player of the Year. He's won everything. And he's dedicated the awards to me. Oh, look at all this. Oh, they love me here. Oh, they're never leaving until they hand in a transfer request in 3 days' time, no doubt. Oh, look at that. 8 matches on the spin. If we can pick up another win against Norwich, we'll have moved 1 step further to that record. What is the record? 1 more game. So, yeah, we only need to beat Norwich, and we'll win, set a new record. Alright, so we're here then, people. Finally, we've made it to the Norwich game on New Year's Day. Top v bottom. We're the top side, so we should win. Butland in goal. Tellez left back. Shawcross, Little John. Danilo restored at right back ahead of Trippier after suspension. Rondonina and Imbula continue in the middle. And World Player of the Year, or World Footballer of the Year, whichever one he was, and Ballon d'Or winner, Tommy Lamar starts in attacking midfield with Sisto on the left and Berardi around him on the right. And then Dembele returns to the side up front to replace Tyrese Campbell. You can see Norwich's team. If you remember last season, they gave me a little bit of grief on the final couple of games. So hopefully, Juanmi especially. So hopefully they just lie down and accept their fate, because they are bottom of the league. What a shot at the ground that is. We're still looking for a new one, so maybe that'll come. So let's get going for kick-off. Rondonina now. Back heel. Oh, who needs to turn around and pass me? You can just do it like that. So 20 minutes in. It's a set piece that's... Well, if we worked on that in the training ground, it's more work required, I think. Shawcross now. Sisto. Looks for... What's St. Eustace? Oh, and that's a terrible header back. It's weird, isn't it, how this started. How we thought he could head it back from there, I do not know. Butland gets him out of jail. And the North American Player of the Year absolutely fudged that one. I don't know how we thought he could head it for 50 yards. Let's do better here. 27 minutes played now. Imbula finds Tellez left side now. His Sisto cuts inside. Has he worked an opening? He has. Good save by Kalinic. That would have been quite a... Well, it would have been quite a goal. So as we approach half-time, a little bit disappointing. I suppose, really, just like last year, we just don't seem to be able to break them down as easily as we might. I know they're going to be packing that box, but we'll shout at the players a little bit. We've got to be better than this. Again, I mean, that's echoes. I mean, you can see there, the stats-wise, we've absolutely dominated. But echoes of that game last season, if we want to be champions again, we need to be beating a team like Norwich, especially when Norwich turn up and play like this. So we have a corner now. Tommy Lamar crosses the ball in. Little John's under it. Sisto chests, controls and finishes. 1-0 to Stoke. At 50 minutes play, Pione Sisto with his 9th of the season. Yes, Fabregas, of course, of Norwich. Missing his header there, apparently, and he was punished. You see Little John climbs highest, wins it against 3. Sisto on the chest to control 1 foot with his right, takes it out his feet with his left, and finishes with a plumb past Kalinic. Although Tommy Lamar's picked up a damaged heel on his return to the side, that's a little bit frustrating. We'll get him off, and we'll bring our Sisto. We'll get Vlasic involved because he's back as well. So we'll make a double substitution on the hour mark. Another corner this time, and Miri takes it. He finds Vlasic. Oh, he's hit it side netting into the sponsor ball was behind the goal. Should have done better. And this is where if you only have a 1-goal lead, it can be precarious. Little John, though, mops up nicely. Dembele heads on, but he's got no furthers forward, and he was never going to be able to head it on any further than that. Gary Cahill finds Quateng on the right. His Ntep. They've got all the cool names, I must say. Although Ntep loses out there, Vlasic brings it clear. He finds Dembele, very isolated. Rondonina to Vlasic. Finds Amiri round the corner to Berardi, who slams it into the roof of the net. The keeper may as well have not been there. 70 minutes, so 50 and 70. Norwich claiming offside. I think they can jog on. It's 2-0. Stoke are clear. Wonderful stuff. You can see there, Vlasic. That's a nice ball. There's a hint of it, maybe. But Berardi makes no mistake. Kalinic sort of fluffs at the attempt to grab the ball. And we take a 2-goal lead into the last 20 minutes of the game. That should be all she wrote. I think we'll get Verlinden on because I quite liked his performance against who was it? who on earth? Bournemouth, that was it. And here they come. They're not going to have another long range effort to win it to score. No, Verlinden saw too much of the ball and presents it to Dembele. Dembele, he's good at moving forward. Has he got a delivery? He has. Vlasic round the corner. Tellez slides it under Kalinic, and it really is clear now. It's party time and New Year's Day. Get the drinks out. We'd already won it anyway, haven't we? But we're well clear now. Hint of offside on that, perhaps, as well. Anyway, Tellez scores. Kalinic, no chance. 3-0. So just a corner now. A couple of minutes to go. It's a complete mess. Verlinden picks it up. I think we've had the chance. Verlinden crosses. Kalinic, he's not had a good game. He's carried that one out, and it'll be another corner. Although I think we've had the chance. I think there was a headed clear cut in there. Didn't come to anything for us, but that should be it. As we go into the last 30 seconds, Vlasic cleans through in Tep, and that's excellent. That's very good. The only frustration is Tommy Lamar picking up that damaged ankle or whatever it was, damaged foot. Hopefully that's not going to keep him out for too long. We do need him back. He's Ballon d'Or. He's either world footballer or world player of the year, one or the other. Well, yeah, Lamar picks up that injury, then he's only out for a few days, so that's good. And we do break our consecutive wins record with a 9th win on the bounce. That's great. So you can see there the Premier League. I mean, Arsenal's still got a game in hand, but we are 11 points clear after 20 games. Given how close the league was last year. I think I can't even remember now. Yeah, it's quite. So we only won it by 2 points. To have this much of a lead at this stage, I don't know if that's a drop off in the quality of the other sides. I mean, we won it by 2 points over Man City, 3 points over United, and all three sides, or rather, we're obviously pushing on. 50 points from 20 games is quite an exceptional record. Man United 38 from 20, and Man City just 28 from 20. I mean, they're closer to the relegation places than to us. So it's all looking quite rosy, isn't it? There's no real surprises, but as you say, Burnley top 6 is quite surprising. Maybe they almost will certainly will drop off. Let's have a quick look at the Championship, see who might be coming up. Derby County leading the way, although it is tight. Reading and Middlesbrough pulling clear. Rotherham are up there, as are teams like Fulham, Bristol City. No real surprises. Fleetwood bottom of the Championship, and Walsall join them with Millwall. So it's all the Alls at the bottom with an Eatwood. Lovely stuff. So where shall we return? Where indeed shall we return? We drew Dynamo Kiev in the Champions League. That seems an interesting tie to come back for. I think I'll do that one. The away leg at Dynamo Kiev, that'll give us all this block here to enjoy. Hopefully we'll progress to the League Cup final, so I'll be able to give you an update on that as well. Yeah, excellent. I can't look at all that green. Just savour it. Savour it. I'm loving it. Excellent. Right, well, thank you very much for watching today. Please do follow me at Knock It Wide on Twitter. Like the video if you've enjoyed it. It really does help me out. It really does help the channel as well. I love to see it. So subscribe as well. That's brilliant if you can. Subscribe. You'll never miss a video then. And I'll speak to you again very soon. Goodbye.